Violence is great. Shooting people in the face is awesome, but titties bad. Titties bad. And gay sex, ew. Ew. Sin. Sodomy, sin. Sinners, all of you, sinners. The only appropriate way to have sex, by the way, is with a sheet on top of your partner where you cut a small hole in it and then you cry for 6 hours. That's the Steven Crowder method. So everyone, please go forth, all right? And that's it. Just do that. No one likes me to play Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder's a horrible, horrible man. And Steven Crowder's been saying a lot of horrible, horrible things. But this one got my interest because I think this one has a lot to do with some gay porn. I think it's going to have a little bit to do with penises and beautiful man flesh. And I'm quite curious to see what the opinion will be on these things. I know everyone has been extra horny these days, cooped up, if you will, and I figured a story like this could maybe help. We're gonna talk a little bit about the gay sexual acts between consenting adults and men. And the only reason I bring this all up, and I am being a little bit facetious, is that Steven Crowder has been accused of several things over the years. He's also been accused of soliciting sex from a trans person, although that tweet has now been deleted. But he's frequently accused of being a closet homosexual. That's one of the frequent things that is levied against Crowder, which is something unfortunately levied against a lot of people. I feel, and this is, someone who is completely comfortable saying that men are very attractive. I think it's levied often as a derogatory thing, as in, what, are you gay, bro? Which has been like a thing that has happened since high school, right? Gay is often associated with negativity. Or when two people are in cahoots with each other, it must be because Trump and Putin deeply have some homosexual attraction to each other, and it's because they want to fuck each other and all that kind of stuff. So that being said, there is certainly, I'd say, a larger body of evidence when it comes to Steven Crowder that he could have some inclinations towards certain activities. I'm not gonna specify any of that, because obviously, unless someone comes forward and tells us that they are, it's just speculation at the end of the day. Anyways, this one is called "YouTube Allows This Degeneracy." There's that word again, degenerates. But has restricted my video. The video in question, by the way, I don't know if you all remember this, but Steven Crowder went on a racist tirade, which was racist even by Steven Crowder standards. Like, that was some old-timey racism. And then that video got taken down, and everyone was like, oh shit, YouTube's finally taking a stance on this? Well, bravo. And then YouTube was like, no, we took that down because of COVID misinformation, because he said the numbers were comparable between if you have the flu and people dying from the flu and infant mortality and COVID. Like, it's that's why we took it down. Had nothing to do with the racism. That's cool. You keep doing that. That's fine. You do that, you monetize those videos. Get out there. Just make sure it doesn't have any LGBTQ content, because then we'll demonetize that so fast. So then Steven Crowder went back on his show and then dropped the S slur, which is a really, again, old-timey racist slur for black people. And he dropped it a couple times, and then, of course, he was like, and if you think I'm being a racist when I say that, you should just look up this other person who was an actual member of the KKK, okay? They're the real racists. Just in what he always does, which is this kind of like blatant middle finger, mostly to his detractors like myself, right? It's just like, I can get away with anything, motherfucker. Call me out all you want. Nothing hurts me, I'm like Teflon. I just grow more powerful. With every time I grow more powerful. It really feels like that's YouTube's stance, YouTube's stance with the entire thing. That's pretty much it,
Hey, speaking of Dave, last week's episode where he sub-hosted, thank you for doing that, by the way.
You're welcome.
Beautiful disaster.
It
was great.
Was age restricted.
Yeah,
look, it was age restricted. Yeah. So my episode before that.
Most of my videos are, friend.
Well, here's the thing, and that would be fine if it existed in a vacuum.
Right.
Oh.
It does not.
But it does not.
Were we not in a
They've
vacuum?
done this to us for years, by the way, YouTube, including one video where I was assaulted by a union worker where they actually didn't allow it to be found. They would allow commentary on the video from other people making stuff up, but they wouldn't allow the original video to be found. And here is something that is disturbing. So Dave Landau, and by the way, I told him not to have a potty mouth, and he mostly followed it.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Removed from YouTube, age restricted, but actual degenerate gay porn videos are not age restricted. So this is where it's not about, like Dinesh D'Souza said, it's not about a country.
All right, let's pause here for a little bit and just absorb everything we see. Biggest Sluts, Get Naked Challenge with Taylor Rain. This is how gay sex changes in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. How to please your gay bottom. Where's the porno? It seems to be sorely lacking in porno. Is just the fact that a guy is naked, that's porno? Is that enough? They also blurred they blurred the best parts. But still waiting for the porn.
It does not depend on whether you have rule of law, but whether it's applied equally. Like, that's great. Can you just have someone else say it? Because then I'll listen to them.
Yeah, it is crazy because out of both of my videos, this was the one that got taken
I know.
down.
It's absolutely unreal. And this is, look, warning. This isn't a trigger warning. If you have kids in the room right now, I would advocate that you usher them out, because what I'm about to show you is not age restricted on YouTube, but it is actual gay pornography.
Okay, hold on. I wonder if Twitch would roast me for playing this though, because I know it's not going to be actual gay porn. I just know in my heart of hearts it's not. If I even listen to it off stream, would that be too much? I've seen it. It's TOS. It's TOS. It's just dudes dry humping. That could probably be enough though. That could probably be enough. Twitch will smash me. All right. I'm not doing it for you, Crowder. Sorry. I can't even do it for research purposes. Have to watch.
Hey, listen, he could be orthodox.
On YouTube.
Oh. You guys swear to me that's not.
By the way, I just want to say, because Crowder's not the first person to go after the degenerate gays. The Quartering has done it as well, being like, what the fuck, showing the screenshots and stuff. Then afterwards, when, I call him out about it, he'll be like, oh, I'm not at all upset at the fact that this is gay. It's the fact that their thumbnails are so sexualized, and yet mine sometimes get criticism from people. I'm like, yeah, here's a thumbnail of you with Brie Larson as a blow-up doll. So there's that. That's kind of extreme, but go off. So a lot of those videos, which yes, feature completely normal behavior by consenting adults for the purposes of YouTube conversations, all follow YouTube's guidelines. Obviously, there's not like erect dicks in them. There's not like people having sex off, like that stuff isn't permissible by YouTube, let alone would be in like these top tier gay lifestyle channels that get, again, tens of thousands of views. Like they're well aware of what they're doing and how they're falling under the purview. And yes, guess what? People have videos on human sexuality. That's what they do. Like that is some people's motifs. And just because it might not be the human sexuality that you're particularly interested in, doesn't mean that all of a sudden, by definition, that becomes degenerate,
Age restricted.
Swear, you don't even have to be logged in.
Because I noticed that most things on those channels weren't age restricted. Those videos are not age restricted. We had to bleep the F word, let alone the penis in the man's butt.
The game they were just playing was, is it my penis or is it a dildo? I mean, it would be disgusting if a man and a woman were doing that on video.
Exactly.
No. Here's what you don't understand. No. Hold on. I don't want to be Ben for hate speech. Here's what you don't understand. Here's what you do not understand. Homosexuals can get away with abhorrent behavior that straight couples could never. You couldn't just.
I don't know about that one, Steven. I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of places where dudes will get beat up if they kiss on the street. I don't think that happens to the straights. And I don't think that's a big old problem. Oh, sick. Oh, heterosexual consensual kissing on the street. Defiling us, degenerates.
Have a straight couple screwing on a bedsheet, that'd be removed from YouTube in record time. But in the school of identity politics, as long as it's two dudes doing it in a way which could never possibly ultimately lead to procreation, we're fine.
Do you think if there was a scene where there's a blanket in front of the screen and the people behind the camera are like, okay, now I'm going to tell you, is this a dildo, honey, or is this my penis? And she was like, oh, that's your penis. I recognize it. That anyone would be like, oh no, this has no place. We have to remove this. This has to be off YouTube. I will not stand for this degeneracy. All right? How could they?
Unbelievable.
Well, that's good to know.
I can't believe that's real.
So,
Boy, it's a joke.
I get that, like, the rest of his cast, they're all straight. Oh, we're all so hetero. I can't believe that even exists. Can't believe a human being would ever do that to another human being. Like, someone should show him like 2 seconds of gay porn and then all of a sudden like shut it off so he can just be like, Oh God. Oh God. What have they done? What have they done?
Dave, you've
But
got some.
believing that.
You've got some. Dare I say it? Sniff competition.
Yes. Oh, you can make the
Disgusting.
jokes.
You can make all the jokes you want. Just now that you're getting us removed
Well,
all the time.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I'm not going to do it. Not even going to do it. We all
even
know
gonna
what I'm thinking.
So that's
Stop it right
removed.
there.
That's removed. Again, Wednesday's episode is
Yep.
removed. And of course, Cardi B's Grammy performance of, and I don't want the YouTube algorithm to get this word
yeah.
wrong because I
Yeah.
would never use a derogatory term to refer to our beloved Guinea friends. Her video of WAP performance at the Grammys is still up, not age restricted.
Is that Megan the Stallion or was that Cardi B?
No, here's the
Cardi,
thing.
I
I don't.
think.
Can someone bring up a picture of Megan the Stallion? Because
There's
I
two E's.
I
It's
get
the.
them confused. And is Megan the Stallion a person of color?
I
Yes.
believe so, yes.
Megan the Stallion is a person.
I don't know if
I don't
she's
think Cardi B is. I think
Dominican.
she's-
Isn't Cardi B's part like Dominican?
The
and
point is, I get them confused. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, they're both a little bit on the larger side.
curvaceous?
Yeah, yeah.
Curvaceous.
With two
So
C's.
look,
I
get
don't
them-
mind a burly girly.
I saw the guy.
That's
in the
Megan the
video.
Stallion. Okay, so look, you can tell why I get them confused a little bit every now and then.
Yeah.
Because all black people look like Steven Crowder. You got so many jokes.
And it's not because all black women or women of color look alike. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that women who are of the same shade of color, meaning that sort of that
Right.
mocha, which is beautiful, by the way,
Yeah.
overweight and whores kind of blend together in my head. So it's not that all black women look alike. Like I would never confuse you, for example, with the mom from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
No,
right? That would
wouldn't
never
happen, yeah.
happen. I would never confuse.
Cicely Tyson.
Right. That would never happen.
Right.
But I would never confuse you. It's the fact that you're both mildly people of color.
It's like, it's not enough. It's not edgy enough in this day and age for me to just go down the racist card. So I got to stack on stack on stack a couple of those too. It's not only funny because it's racist. It's funny because I'm also calling them fat. So that's extra funny now. That's how comedy works. You know, I like to make fun of Idpol all the time. And then I like to perform it as well and engage in it. That's kind of it.
Meaning that's sort of in between, that mocha color. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the swirl color. It's wonderful. And that you are both overweight and whores. I just want to be very clear. Whores who are overweight, who do mediocre music and happen to have a slightly darker shade.
I mean, I got to give it to Steven here, though, because he at least is sticking to his principles. He's calling the gay sex degenerate, and he's calling what would appeal, I believe, to the hetero men in the audience as well as degenerate. It's just kind of more like old-timey Christian fundamentalism is maybe the guiding principle here, right?
It's tough for me to recognize them apart. And they're just...
Here's the thing I don't get, though. Is like, it's the love and the complete acceptability of violence, guns. Look at me, I'm strapped all the time. Open carry. I'm ready to shoot bad guys whenever I get a chance. Make their heads explode. But it's like titties and cocks are degenerate. It's titties and cocks that are truly frightening. Those are they're going to destroy society eventually, right? Boobies, like what the fuck? Goddamn. Violence is great. Shooting people in the face is awesome, but titties bad. Titties bad, and gay sex, ew. Ew, sin. Sodomy, sin. Sinners, all of you, sinners. The only appropriate way to have sex, by the way, is with a sheet on top of your partner where you cut a small hole in it and then you cry for 6 hours. That's the Steven Crowder method. So everyone, please go forth, all right? And that's it. Just do that.
Every time I feel like I'm going to throw up having watched that gay pornography.
Well, that's pretty gross.
And the palate cleanser was giant whorish.
I am so hetero. I am so hetero that when I see gay porn, it makes me physically vomit. That's right. Even the sight of it. I'm like, oh God, blah, nice, straight.
My Angelou scissoring video from the 80s when she got her spoken word Grammy was a bit different.
Look, this is my question to you, and I hate it when you just have conservatives who are constantly complaining about being shadow banned. And I think this. Look, we fight legally where we can. Right now, we are fighting because last week's episode from Wednesday should absolutely be up. If they want to restrict Dave Landau's episode as age restricted, I don't have a problem with that. If they said, hey, our policy requires that we restrict your show as age restricted, I always say the show is probably a strong PG-13. I would understand it. Not when another man is railing another man through an Orthodox bed sheet, however, and you allow, is it Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion, to talk about cleaning my asshole or cut my nail with my asshole. Then I say, you know what? You need to apply the rule book equally.
Yeah.
And you have, what do you have? You have community guidelines. Well, there will be no strikes from them again because abhorrent behavior is acceptable as long as you're in the right marginalized.
Motherfucker, are you actually talking about standards and TOS? You are like the compass bearer for that. You are the standard. Like, you're the one that everyone's like, holy fuck. I mean, if Steven Crowder can get away with that, I guess, like, there's no end in sight. If Steven Crowder can say the kind of things he says about Carlos Maza and none of that counts as hate speech, I guess then hate speech just doesn't matter at all on YouTube as a platform, I suppose. You know, he can say those kind of racist things. He can say that about black people, but that's not hate speech. Okay, well then, yeah, I mean, fuck, there's the standard. Thanks, message received, YouTube. We understand now where you stand as a company. Oh, but it's also wonderful when YouTube's like, oh shit, something bad happened, and then they're like, stop Asian hate, ooh woo, we did it, everyone. We're part of the movement, right? And everyone's like, wow, that's pretty wild that the most independent news organization on your network is Steven Crowder, and he happens to do Yellowface as like a skit, where in that Yellowface skit that he does, he takes a doll and then he dunks it underwater to try and imply that, you know, there's that whole murdering children thing going on. So, you know, that's the standard.
And then they have advertiser-friendly guidelines. There were ads running on many of those videos. And then you have borderline content guidelines. I know, it's disturbing to me too,
He's so
Joe
angry.
Lewis. You have borderline guidelines, and no one knows what determines these.
No.
So we have to guess. Right? And I think everyone out there, right, through the power of deduction, you can put on your Sherlock Holmes hat, you can try and make sense of it. But when you go, hold on a second, Dave Landau's episode where the most offensive thing he said, which had me on the floor, was that the shooter in Georgia was angry because he could only grow a beard like the shopkeeper from Gremlins. When that gets removed and people engaging in, if you have kids, like I said, anal sex through a bedsheet who are gay pornography stars doesn't even get age restricted. Look, just admit that you are trying to indoctrinate a generation. And you're trying to desensitize a generation.
He's notorious for lying about that shit. I guarantee you those videos are age restricted. Sorry, everybody. I have to look at this off screen because you never know what's going to pop up on the camera. All right. Get naked with challenge with Taylor Rain. This is for science and research purposes only. I hope everyone understands.
You're such a
just going to pause that because don't want too much. Well, as expected, not only is the video censored, as in there's pixelated squares over the genitalia, it is also age restricted. So how about that? What a surprise. What a surprise. Also, one other piece of research, turns out that it has been downvoted to high hell. I'm guessing since the revelations of Steven Crowder pointing his finger at them. It has 3,000 uplikes and 2.8 thousand dislikes. I mean, I don't know much about WikiDcool, but I'm assuming WikiDcool probably had a better ratio before, you know. Could be that. Not the first time that Steven Crowder has just blatantly lied about something in order to vilify people. That's kind of his shtick. If you're new to Crowder, that's kind of what he does, you know? Today's show, Lance Watches Gay Porn and tells about, all right, and now I'm going to review this other gay porno for all of you and tell you if you should enjoy the pleasures of Biggest Sluts Get Naked Challenge with Taylor Rain. Don't worry, I closed it. Non-binary superpowers, I have seen this, yes, where his new host or whatever suggests that Captain America, the new gay character who's playing Captain America, is going to get AIDS. Because again, they're huge homophobes and they're like peddling in stereotypes from the 1990s. It's kind of stuck in the comedy and the stereotypes of the 1990s. That's basically what is going down. Yeah, that's the world we live in. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, you know, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like, just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely.
And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our glorious gods, Xander Corvus and I'm Wrath, may you shower us with glory and smite our enemies. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we serve at your leisure, your grace. To our lords, Tofox, Bisexual Black Gamer, Jimothy K. Meeble Beeps Jr., Ryan Lubin, Trevor R., Jeffrey Lamb, Alexander Thaler, and Hans Josephine, we shall carry your banner high into the fields of battle. To our Knights of the Round Table, Timothy Hart, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophagic, Saren 42, Chronic de Hemphog, Hale Kotka, The Great Pudini, Bone Jenny, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, J. Fraser Cartwright, Thomas Barrington, Jimmy Bignuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chitoro, Gufalankius, Zach Christensen, Nicholas Marks, Yopi, Josh Mickelson, Melissa Murphy, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Constance Joyce Lacheris. We lift our glasses of ale and we salute you.